Follow the Leader, which is a game we play to work on following, the dog following you. I want to talk about also long line handling, what kind of gear I like for this. If I have a dog who needs to work on leash manners, needs to work on recall, needs to work on following behaviors, Follow the Leader is where I start. I typically like to work with a long line, so the dog has a lot of options to be correct. Puppy. Hi. I have Cash on a martingale collar. A martingale collar has two loops. It has the loop the head goes in and the loop the leash attaches to. So when it tightens, there should be a little bit of space between these rings. The reason I use this is the dog cannot slip out of it. It is very gentle. It puts even pressure around the neck, and my goal is to use as little pressure on the leash as possible in this game. It is not about leash pressure. The leash is just there to manage everybody so they're safe. So the martingale collar, I like these on all of my dogs. Just keeps them from slipping out. Now, the leash I have is a 30-foot line. I do vary how long of a line I work with, but this tends to be my standard go-to for a lot of things. When I'm handling the leash, I'm going to take one end and I'm going to loop it very lightly in one hand. In the other hand, I'm going to be managing the live end. So I have my slack and I have the live end in one hand. I tend to hold my leash overhand like this. A little bit less likely to get rope burn this way if you have a strong dog. The trick is also not to stop it with the leash like this in your hand, but to bend the leash. That 90-degree bend is going to take half the pressure off. If I do this, especially with the dog at high speeds, I'm going to get rope burn pretty quickly. This just gives me a much better grip. However, when I'm moving, this hand is loose. This hand is loose unless I want to put on the brakes. So I have my slack. Sometimes I just let this trail behind me. Sometimes I loop it up, but it's never wrapped around my hand. In an emergency, if I'm going to break my hand or let go of the leash, I want to be able to let go of the leash. So I have two hands managing the leash, and I'm going to use my movement, and I'm going to use my positive marker and my reinforcers. So Cash's positive marker is good, good, and his reinforcer we're working with is food. This is just his kibble. Now, any behavior you teach a dog, any cue you teach a dog, they count to about 7, and they're really good at context, so I need to reteach it in about 7 different places when I'm starting training at this stage. So I'm gonna, good, give him something. This is stuff a dog. Good, give him something. Good. 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 Eventually you're going to see that tail wag and the ears up and the brightening just when you say good. So we're going to keep adding reps there. That good means food is coming. And you can see where the reinforcement history has been over the last couple of days with him. He knows he's getting fed a lot right here. And that's what you want to get your following and to get your leash walking in place. Animals gravitate to the place of reinforcement. So I'm going to walk around, I'm going to use my movement. He's not the leader, I'm the leader. So I'm going to be mindful that I'm never following the butt end of the dog, but I'm going to reinforce him heavily when he's following me. Okay? So I'm going to let out line loosely as I move around. And I'm going to try to always move away from the dog. Good. When I first start this game, my criteria might only be 1 second of following. Then I'm going to bump it to 3. Good. Good. If I have an error where the dog moves away, my timer resets. So if I'm looking for 3 seconds of following and the dog follows for 2 seconds, leaves, comes back, I start my count over. Good. And you can see he's played this game quite a bit already. When we first started working, he was at the end of the 30 foot, leaning into the pressure like he could pull me along. Good. Miss the moment. Better never than late. On your mark and reinforce. Good. Good. Now I like there that he picked his head up when he heard good. That tells me he's starting to get that positive conditioned emotional response to just the positive marker. Good. Good. He's also successful 8 times out of 10 on the 3 second criteria, so I can bump it up. Let's do 5. Good. That drop kibble's letting me get some distance. I'm going to reel in as puppy comes. Good. Make sure he stays untangled. So you can see me letting out and taking in leash as we move around. I don't want it tangled around his legs, so I just want to keep that smile in it. I'm not using much of this leash. Again, this is a big change from day one, just playing this game. So I have some options here. If you're playing this at home, you might just do 5 minutes and stop, okay? What helps right now too is I'm playing when puppy is hungry and I'm using puppy's dinner. So he's very motivated to figure out how to get it. Good, it's a nice default behavior. I'm reinforcing voluntary behaviors right now. I'm not doing any commanding of him. When I'm ready to add in the command, and I'm gonna take the rest of this as an opportunity to show you how to label, how to put that command in place. I'm gonna tell him what he's doing. I'm not gonna ask for it. So my timing is important. I cannot say, let's go, when puppy is looking away from me, moving away from me. I have to say, let's go, when puppy is making the choice to follow me or already taking a couple steps towards me. Let's go. Good. And if you can tell, I'm shaping him to be at my left side. Good. Let's go. Let's go. Good. That's a good positive conditioned emotional response. When he hears that word, he's getting all lit up. Good. Let's go. Good. Let's go. Sit. Good. And I could start adding stop behaviors in at the end of that chain as well. Now, I'm gonna give him a chance to get some distance from me by using a food distraction. This gives me a chance to label my recall as well. I'm gonna let him eat that, and I'm gonna sneak away. I might turn my body see more distracted, less hungry. You're going to see more wandering. You're going to see more of this. They're moving away. Not yanking puppy, but waiting. Come. Good. And celebrating the right choice. Good. I can install a release word, you know, a go be a dog word. His release word is okay. I typically use free. I'm less likely to use it in conversation, but this handler already uses okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, okay, and I'm going to ignore the puppy for 30 seconds. Very focused. You might have to wait longer. And what I start to establish is the name means attention. We're ready. Let's work. And the release word means work is done. Go be a dog. Everything else comes in between. Right now, he really wants the rest of his dinner. So I'm unlikely to lose him. Not the best time to work on the release word. Great time to work on the let's go. Good place to work on the recall. You can get a lot done with a puppy who's this focused. It's easy to get greedy trainer syndrome also and work for too long. When you have a very focused puppy, you want to keep your sessions short, one subject, and let them sleep so they can consolidate that memory. If you wait long enough and you're patient enough, you usually will get what you want. Cash, come. Good boy. Good job, buddy. Good job.